What's up everybody, welcome to another video, and I hope you're ready to flex those brain muscles. In this video I'm going to attempt to answer the question, should you go to college? And in attempting to answer this question, I'm going to be speaking strictly from my own perspective, based on my own experience. So if you disagree with anything, that's okay. I know you'll let me know in a perfectly calm and reasonable manner in the comments below. So, should you go to college? Well, in response to this question, I'd probably ask, is it being paid for, right? Do you have some sort of scholarship? Do you have family, parents, grandparents who are offering to pay for it? Because if the answer to that question is yes, then I say yes, you absolutely should go. And the reason why is because really what this decision of should you go to college or should you not boils down to is weighing out cost and benefit. The cost of going to college versus the benefit, right? So the cost being the time you invest, but mostly the money you invest. College costs money, and in some cases it can cost a lot of money. So we definitely have to take that into consideration versus the benefit, knowledge, skills, experience, the degree, etc., right? The benefits, we have to weigh those things out. Well, if your college is being paid for, either by a scholarship or family, that brings the cost down to pretty much zero. Now you're just investing time to gain all of those benefits. I think that's worth it, right? Even if you're not sure exactly what it is you want to do, show up, start taking some classes. It's being paid for, gain that experience, and be grateful for it, because a lot of people wish they had that opportunity to go to college without paying out of pocket. So maybe that's not the case, which it probably isn't, because most people either have to pay or take some form of loans, right? So if you're in that position, then what I really ask you to think about is, do you know what exactly it is you want to do or what you want to study, right? And what happens here is I sort of break this into two categories: people who know what subject they're interested in and people who know what career they want to pursue, right? So first, people who know what subject they're interested in, so biology, political science, things like that, right? So sometimes this means they want to learn more about this subject simply because they're interested in it, they have a passion for it, they love it, and it doesn't really go beyond that. And I think this is awesome. I love pursuing knowledge for the sake of pursuing knowledge, right? Me in abstract algebra, topology, I'm learning for the sake of learning. I love it, that's awesome. I just want to remind people that don't think that going to a university or taking college courses is the only way to gain that knowledge, right? There are a ton of free resources and cheap resources on the internet, at libraries. You could search YouTube for just about anything and it'll pop up. There are online libraries. You can go to a library, you can order books on Amazon. I go to websites like Math Stack Exchange and Reddit, and I ask math questions and I get really detailed responses from people who know what they're talking about. Skillshare, Udemy, those kind of sites that you pay for and you get courses online, but they're sure as hell cheaper than a university. These are all resources and ways we can gain knowledge and learn about things that we enjoy without having to commit to going to a university. So I'm not trying to say don't do it, don't pursue knowledge for the sake of pursuing knowledge. I think that's awesome. Just don't think that going to college is the only way to do that, right? So if you want to, then do it. But maybe what you should think about is, do I have an end goal? Do I have a career in mind? And the reason I mention this is because I was a math major and I saw a lot of people around me in their senior year of pursuing a math degree scratching their heads going, I don't really know what I'm going to do after this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this math degree. I've learned a lot of math. I love math. I'm enjoying my time here, but I don't really have a plan. And I think that's, I think it's just poor planning. Definitely think about what it is you're going to do. And if you're just pursuing that knowledge for the sake of pursuing knowledge and you decide to go for the full degree, that's fine. That's a decision you make. You've decided that the cost was worth the benefit. That's your decision. So what about the people who know what career they want to pursue? It pretty much boils down to the same thing. If you're having to take out loans or having to pay out of pocket, is that degree you get for that career that you want going to pay itself off? That's sort of the terminology I use, which basically means, is taking out those loans going to be worth it, right? Because if you're taking out $80,000 in loans to become a kindergarten teacher, maybe not the smartest move, right? But if you're taking out $80,000 in loans to become an electrical engineer or computer programmer or software developer or something like that, probably not as bad. You're going to be able to pay that off, right? So that's what I encourage you to ask yourself is, am I going to feel comfortable making these payments, paying it down pretty quickly, and then starting to save and, build my own life, that sort of thing. And if the answer is yes, then I say go for it. But I say don't take loans for something just because you're interested in it, right? So going back to that pursuing knowledge for the sake of learning, don't go into $50,000 in debt to get a history degree just because you love history. And I'm not knocking anyone who loves history, just don't do it. I don't think it's a smart idea personally. So lastly, what if you are having to pay out of pocket or take loans and you don't really know what it is you want to study or what career you want to pursue, but you want to go to college, you want to get some experience, you want to figure it out? Well, I have a great option for you, and it's something that I personally think is severely underrated, which is community college. Now let me say I'm extremely biased. I went to community college for 2.5 years. I got an associate's degree, but I paid $1,200 a semester for full-time courses. All of my stuff transferred. Every single credit transferred when I went to university. I felt like the instruction was just as good as the university I transferred to, and I got to figure out what exactly it is that I wanted to do while minimizing the cost. $1,200 a semester, right? And in community college is where I decided I want to be a math major, and I went on to do that, right? And I've been successful thus far. So if you are looking for a way to just figure out, is college even for me? Community college, perfect choice, because again, you can go for a year. It's like $2,000, $2,500 for the year. You can decide this isn't what I want to do, and you're out $2,500 instead of $15,000 like you would lose at a university, right? So I think that's a great option for someone who's just trying to figure it out, trying to get their foot in the door. Community college, very underrated. So let's just recap. Should you go to college? Well, if it's being paid for, then yes, you should go. Study what you want to study. Be grateful for that opportunity. If it's not being paid for and you're having to pay out of pocket or take out loans, well, if you know what it is you want to do or what it is you want to study, then really just weigh out that cost and benefit and decide if it's really worth it for you, or if you should pursue other avenues for knowledge or to get that career, right? And if you don't really know what it is you want to study and you aren't having college paid for, then try community college, or maybe just take a break even. I didn't start college till I was 21. I waited 2.5, 3 years after high school. So it's okay to take a break. College will always be there, but really do think about these decisions, because I hate seeing people go into a ton of debt or not plan correctly and get themselves into a situation that just really sucks. Don't do that. Really think about these decisions, weigh them out, ask people around you, and hopefully you make the right decision for yourself. Let me know if you have any feedback on this video in the comments below. Like the video as well, but don't forget, most importantly, keep flexing those brain muscles, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.